All right, cool. So we're back for a second session today. Excited to present a longtime friend. I call him family. Coach Anthony Johnson. Coach Johnson, thanks so much for being here with us. I'm going to turn it over to you. It's 1 o'clock. You've got 45 minutes to knock it out of the park, and then whatever we go with, people can ask questions as we go through. And I'll pause and kind of let you know when things pop up. But yeah, thanks again, and we'll get it rocking. Thanks, Coach.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me on. It's always a pleasure to, I always feel blessed and fortunate to speak. I enjoy doing this. This is part of the coaching profession, just sharing. Again, my name is Anthony Johnson, recruiting coordinator, running backs, tight ends coach at Shippensburg University. I'm going to talk about some fundamental drills just with the running back play. Okay. My philosophy is always keep it simple and coach effort. Before I start the presentation, it's always a clinic. We always need to talk about recruiting. I want to let you guys know we're a Division II program. Shippensburg University is located South Central PA. As you can see, some bullet points on the PowerPoint slide. Just to point out a couple, we're about 100 plus majors and minors, 8,000 students, 57 graduate programs. We got a really great facility here. Like I said, in South Central PA, just 40 minutes from Maryland. All right. I'm going to breeze through this, but I want to make sure that you guys, know a little bit about Shippensburg before I start. Our head coach has been here for 10 seasons, most consecutive winning seasons in school history, two-time AFC Division II Region 1 Coach of the Year, all-time win list at Ship. And Shippensburg University has over 500 plus wins, 4 out of the other PSAC schools in the conference. Top scoring offense in the PSAC, 38 points a game. We're consistently averaging 4,000 fan members every home game. So you'll get a great game day atmosphere here. And we just opened up a $2 million locker room and a brand new weight room with turf and brand new turf. Like I said, I'm going to keep, talking about, our university and our brand, because it's all about that. That's how you get good running backs. You got to sell a brand across the country. 16 All-American selections, 39 All-Region selections, 80 All-Conference selections. Coach Mack's been here again 10 seasons. It's a pleasure working for him. Here's all our Twitter information, our Instagram and our Facebook. All right, let's get started. Coaches win practice, players win game. My running back philosophy is big. Teach the brain, teach the eyes, and teach the body. Our job is a TCB, what I call it, take care of the ball. That's our first and most important job, as a running back. Make the first person miss and finish runs. Our job is to score, So that's my philosophy. That's what I believe in. And most importantly, what I'm going to focus on in this presentation is making the first person miss and teach you how to finish runs. Okay. 3 rules I tell all the running backs in my room. This is the first day. I'm treating you guys just like you were in my room. I got this from Navy. I started out as a triple option guy. So, 100% ball security. We already talked about that. Block to get the rock. If you don't want to block, you're not going to get the rock, fellas. Be a playmaker. That's first and foremost. And that's about recruiting. If you're a high school youth guy, take the most athletic kid and give him the ball. All right. Each time our running backs come to the line of scrimmage, no matter what the formation, we talk about carbs. That's the protocol for each play. Everybody loves carbs. You got, call for the C, A for your alignment, reads and keys, B for ball security and blocking and speed. And that's our everyday routine. Once we get to the line of scrimmage for any play, we break down it just like this: carbs, carbs, carbs. And if we understand that, then it should be no problems. All right. What you can expect from me. All right. And this is very important. Coaching skill positions. Okay. You need to have energy and passion and also commitment to them being the best that they can be. And you're going to have to keep challenging yourself to improve your drills every week. Okay. You're going to have to come up with something new, but make sure it's relevant to what is transferring to the field. Just don't come out there. I know I see a lot of Instagram and Twitter guys putting these ladders and all this stuff on. I'm not a believer of that. Okay. You want schematic drills that you're going to see on a game tape so you can relate to your players. It's a commitment to being, a good coach. Honesty for the skill guys. Be honest with them. Let them know if they're not going to play. That's what we talk about. Where you at in the depth chart and the open door policy. If you're not coaching like this, okay, this is just a drill we do every day at Ship when we get our pads on. If you're not running after this running back and the running back's not looking like he's having fun, then you're not coaching. This is what it should look like. See us all take off. He breaks a tackle. We're right behind him, running back having fun. That's how it should look. Okay, that's what I mean by coaching. Ball security. Let's talk about ball security. A ball security philosophy. If you cannot carry the football properly, you will not play. Every play, I'm telling you on the sideline, the kids know me. If I'm at practice, you hear me say ball up, nose to the sky, ball up. I'm screaming it all throughout practice for all the skill guys. And if they don't do it, they cannot play. You can see in the background of this picture here, this guy's jumping over a defender here. I think that's Lockhaven. No, it looks like Bloomsburg we're playing here. He's jumping over the defender. He still has the ball what? High and tight. Okay? High and tight. All right? How do you teach that? Let's talk about it. Eagle claw and cover the tip of the football. Embed it in your forearm. Brace it right underneath your bicep. Push it close to your chest. Squeeze it. Okay? Make sure the window's closed in the back. No space. Make sure it's tight against your body. In the picture there, you see him covering. That's how we cover it. We do not do the old school way where you put the ball, on your belly and put two hands over top. We cross our wrists, okay, and we squeeze the ball into our chest. The ball needs to have those points covered, and you need to squeeze it to your sternum, and the nose should be to the sky. When I say nose to the sky, that means the tip of the ball should be to the sky, okay? Always. If your elbow is not above your wrist, below if your elbow is not above your wrist, if your wrist is not above your elbow, it's not high and tight. Make sure I say that again. If your wrist is not above your elbow, it's not high and tight. Okay. That's one of the cues you can tell your guys. All right. One of the ball security drills that I have done in the past, I've done, when I was at Central Connecticut State, I've done it at Salisbury University. I've done it at Cheney University. Now I'm doing it here at Ship. Okay. We take two balls. Okay. And then this diagram shows you exactly where we start at. The players are here. The player with the ball starts here. He goes to the middle, runs around the cone, come back through. And I'm going to show you on video what it looks like. But I think it's very, very important that you have two footballs and you're squeezing high and tight and you chin both those footballs. Nose to the sky, sink your hips when you go around each cone and keep your head and eyes up, okay? It's very important. The reason why I do two balls is because in certain situations, he's going to have to carry it in either of the hands. All right. When we're taking a handoff, obviously I want him to take it with the bottom hand. So it's always, if he's going right, he takes it with the bottom hand. It's already on the outside arm. If he's going left, he takes it with the bottom hand. It's already on the outside arm. If we're going across and say we're on the right side, okay, we're on the right side of the quarterback, and we're in a gun situation and we're running outside zone to the left, and he comes across the quarterback's toes and he's taking a handoff, that's the only time that I'll tell him he can take it with his top hand, okay? But he has to make sure that his hands are at his belly button and his thumb is at his sternum, and they're pressing against his body. We're not reaching for the ball, okay? All right, and that's just something we can talk about later on. Here's a video of that drill right here. It's a little blurry, but I hope you guys can see it. I have another video that will probably show a little better, but see how he got the ball high and tight? He goes around those three cones. We got two guys going at the same time. I'm a big component of not letting kids stand around and practice, so we want to make sure that they're always going. Here's another view of it. It's a little modified, but we got three cones here, two players on both sides. And as the running back goes around each cone in this format here, as he goes around the cone, these guys are going to swipe at it. Okay, I don't know how many players and running backs you have on your team, but I used to coach at 30 at a time, okay, at Salisbury University because we ran a triple option at that time. But you can see those guys ripping at the football. All right, I'm going to play it again so you guys can get a good view because I don't want to go too fast so you don't see it. But this is a good ball security drill for a two ball carrying situation where you can teach them how to not rely on that dominant hand that kid always wants to use in carrying the football. Another thing I've done in the past is a ball security circuit for 5 minutes. Okay. You got a 90% resistant drill, a wrestling drill, and a gauntlet. Okay. I don't have the videos for these guys, but I'm going to break that down for you real quick. 90% resistant, you just put them in lines and you partner up. What I like for them to do is grab the hips and pull hard. They got a good forward lean. The person that is resistant is behind them, and then the other person is leaning forward, running the football. Everybody's seen this drill before. It's just a 90% resistant, and we're going to hold his hips while he's pumping as fast as he can. Your whole point of reference and cues and teaching the running back is keeping the ball close to his sternum, keeping the ball high and tight, using that free arm and squeezing the ball to his sternum of his chest. Okay, the wrestling drill. I like to grab the opposite shoulder, and we're still partnered up. Grab the opposite shoulder and pull and swipe at the same time. Pull and swipe. I don't like to grab jerseys because now, I don't know if you notice, everybody's making those tight jerseys. So it's not too much stuff hanging around where you can grab. I like to pull his shoulder and pull and swipe. Pull and swipe. So you got your left hand on his left shoulder, his right arm, sweeping around to grab that football. And then everybody knows what a gauntlet is. 2 lines. And the guy sprints back through, everybody swiping at the football. Okay. And I like to do that as a 5-minute circuit. All right. Everyday drills. Okay. If you played for me, we're going to be out at practice 15 minutes early because we got a lot of stuff that we need to cover before we do our schematics. Most practices, you get 5 or 10 minutes with the running backs, but you need to go over a certain play. You need to go over a certain route. You need to go over certain schematics that you might not get those everyday drills. And that's what this presentation is all about. So Monday, we go through a dynamic stretch, agility, walkthrough schemes that week. Tuesday, dynamic and agility, fit phase and blocking with the scheme. Wednesday, dynamic stretch, agility scheme. Thursday, dynamic stretch, agility competition drills, receiving drills within the scheme. So I'm doing this all within 15 minutes. The key to it is this dynamic warm-up is going to make sure that we do not get those running backs hurt. So when we come out there, the dynamic stretch, they do a series of stretches, okay? And I started this at a small school in Maryland in 2008. We had a lot of hamstring injuries. I went and talked to the track coach. I went and talked to some strength and conditioning coaches and some other guys just to talk about how can we prevent hamstring prevention. So I thought we needed to get a dynamic stretch, and this is what we did. We did a walk lunge to a hamstring pull, walk to squat, and sideways lunge to a pivot, Frankenstein, stiff leg, dead leg. I'm going to show you the film on this, guys. And once we get through these stretches, then we did our agility drill. Okay. Now, these are the moves that I believe make the first person miss. Okay. I'm going to say that again. These are the drills and things that we're going to do every day that I think will make the first person miss. Okay. I'm not a big component of a 2-step cut or a stutter in our feet. I want you to be able to put your foot in the box. I want you to be able to tap cut. I want you to have hips. I want you to be able to make a speed cut and then to pick up the lines at the end. This is the diagram of what this drill series is going to look like. I call it the diamond series, okay? And we get after like this. So this is just the warm-up so you can see how I put these guys in line. All right, it's 3 lines, okay? They're doing their lunges now, and we do all those stretches that I had mentioned before. Okay, and everybody's holding the ball, and I'm walking through. I have a little guru stick, fumble stick that I go and swipe and hit them. But I make sure that everybody has a ball. If you don't have a football, we have tennis balls where you put it in the embedded of your elbow to keep that elbow in tight. So you don't put the tennis ball in your bicep. You put it embedded in your elbow and squeeze it to your rib cage. That's going to keep the ball high and tight. Everybody else has a ball. All right. Here's another look at it. This is them wrapping it up with the dead leg and some high knees, but it's 3 lines. And you can see the cones in the middle of the diamond series that I've been doing for like 10 years. All right. I think it works pretty good for us. All right. Let's talk about the in and out. All right. Here's the diagram here. I'm not going to read this word for word. I want you to just follow me. All the running backs start on the right-hand side. We're going to press this outside cone of this diamond, and we're going to stick our left foot in the box and push off and get out. So when we stick our left foot in the box, everything's going to be aligned. All right, my chest over my knee, my toe pointing up forward, up the field, and everything's in line with my head to my knee, to my ankle, to my toe. And I'm going to stick that foot inside that box, that diamond right there. And typically we have a line to give him that landmark. And when he sticks that leg in there, he's going to push on it and get back out. So we call that an in and out. So you want to give him a little bit of head action, but do not put your head past your knee. It has to be all in line. So when we stick it, we're getting in and out. Here's what it looks like. This is me at Ship. My first year, we didn't have spring ball, so I couldn't get a lot of film. But here's the actual move before I show you how it's demonstrated in the drill work. So here, watch him stick in, get back out. You see how he uses his hand too? He swipes the first hand down. He swipes it down. Boom. Above the elbow. Keep it going. All right. That's a little guy. You got to make a miss. Here's another one. This is a tight end. I told you I coach running backs and tight ends. He's going to stick his foot on the ground and get back out. He comes around. Watch him stick. Boom. Swipe the first hand down. Make the first person miss. In drill work, this is what it looks like. See him stick on the line? Bang. I didn't like how 86 did that right there, how he stuttered a little bit. You want to be fluid. Stick your foot on the line, get back out. Here's it from the tight view. You can see it here. Stick it in, stick it out. Stick it in, stick it out. Right there in the box. Always give your running backs landmarks, things that they can see. All right. Here's another one. We just use the body. Remember I talk about swiping that hand? So you stick it in, swipe above the elbow, push off. Swipe above the elbow, push off. I'm going to show that again because I like to put guys in front of these guys because you want them to run up on a defender and press his toes and give him something and get out of there, okay? We don't make a move, 5 yards away from a guy. We want to press it. Here's some game footage here. All right, you can see this. This is a little dated, but been teaching this for 10 years now, and it works. It works, guys. It worked. All it is give him a little dead leg back in the day, backyard football. I'm going to play it again. It works. And we practice this every day. Get him out of there. Make the first person miss. Finish the run. It's a good job there. Tap cut. This is my form of a jump cut. I just call it a tap cut because I want him to be able to explode, after he gets through this cut. So he's going to, again, we're starting on the right side, and we're going to press the outside of this cone, okay? Once we get to this cone, okay, our feet are square. We're bending at our knees, okay? We're sinking our hips. That's the most important thing. Sink your hips like you're getting in a squat. Keep the ball high and tight. Keep your pad level up, head up, eyes up, okay? You're going to push off your right leg, your outside leg. So if we're on the right side, we're going to push off our right leg, and we're going to travel, just graze the turf here, and then we're going to get vertical. You see that line? We're just going to graze the turf here and get vertical, okay? Once we push off, okay, we have that line in between the diamond of these cones. They need to cross with both feet on the same side, okay? You'll see it on the film. If guys don't have strength in their lower extremities, okay, they will not be able to push off their outside leg and travel a little bit. So we want to make sure they're able to do that, okay? Here's what it looks like from Ship, okay? And I don't like the way he crossed his back leg, but he took some time getting to it. Remember, I was new here, and, we started these drills, and he's still learning. But that was perfect what we're talking about. That's a tap cut right there. Here it is in a game situation. All right, we get an intruder, we get a blitzer backer. He just comes free, untouched, and watch this running back just make a tap cut and get vertical. Watch him explode. Boom. There we go. So you need to be able to do it in tight quarters. Here's what it looks like on the diamond series. You can see it here. Number 5 on this side. Look at these guys. They're all traveling, getting vertical. Okay, you need to teach your kids how to accelerate, decelerate, and then accelerate again. Here it is with me in front of the diamond. Watch his feet. Get both feet across the line using landmarks. I don't like how 46 crossed over there. See how he put his foot on the line? Some of these guys need some work, and that's why we're doing this before practice, so they can get these essential drills, you know, so they when they get in a game situation, we'll make that first guy miss. All right. Show it again. Hopefully they come back. Watch them. I get in front, sink, boom. Sink your hips. That's what it looks like in the diamond series. Here it is again. 23 does a good job over here. 39. 43, I don't like how he clicks his heels, but you're using that line as a reference to get both feet down and explode out. Here it is in a game situation. Conference championship about 2 years ago. Watch 34. He gets trapped in the trenches. We make a little tap cut here. Boom. And we off to the races. We're off to the races. Here it is here. He does a tap cut twice in this. This is a big run. You practice these drills every day, it's going to be automatic with the players. Boom. That's one. Watch him come back. Two. I would like for his pad level to be a little lower, him to sink his hips a little bit. He was a little stiff, but he was a good football player. Here it is at the Navy Stadium. We used to play there when I was at Salisbury University. On the sideline, tap, get vertical, walk in the end zone. Just a quick push off the outside leg, sink your hips, bend your knees in the end zone. All right, here's a speed cut. All right, this is what one of the ones I love for those big guys. If he's not as flexible with his hips, bending his knees, you know, he's a little stiff. I used to call them Terrell Davis cuts. All we doing here in the diamond series, we're going to press the outside cone, and we're going to have our foot go up the field vertically, okay? This is very important. It's not outside our framework. We're running vertically straight up the field. Our foot is going to push to this cone, and then I'm going to twerk my right shoulder because I'm on the right side, and I am going to turn it. And I'm going to decrease my surface area, and I am going to go across the line and then get vertical. So, again, this foot is coming up the field vertically, stick it in the ground, knee over toe, chest over knee, and then I'm going to turn my shoulder really hard to get in between the diamond and then get vertical, okay? What we're doing is cutting to the soft shoulder of the defender. So, you know, back in the day, they was taught to, you know, bring your head to the ball when they're tackling, you know, that pressure, them angles, we're going to cut against the grain of those angles and cut to a soft shoulder. Okay, here's what it looks like on film. Here's us at Ship. Okay, I would like for his shoulder to be down and not swing the ball as much. Okay, but he was a big guy. He was like 6'2", 245 pounds. But you can see here he made the first person miss. His first foot, he should have been pressing up the field a little bit more. Okay, but see how he turned his shoulder to the soft shoulder of that defender. You know, he was not able to get a hand on him, okay? Here's what it looks like in the diamond series. Up the field. That's a good one right here by number 45. See how they dip their shoulder across the diamond and they get vertical. You want to press up the field, make that speed cut, and sink your shoulder right into that soft shoulder of that defender, okay, so we can break that tackle, okay? Here it is again. You'll see it. I'm coaching them up a little bit, just making sure they twerk that shoulder, decrease their surface area, and get skinny and go through that diamond. And we do these drills every day, guys. All right, here it is with a defender in front of them, just like that. Try to give us some simulation of what it looks like, because most running backs, you know, you got to teach them, you know, unless he's a naturally gifted kid and he's not afraid. He might have some moxie. He might, you know, he'll run up to a defender. Some guys are a little hesitant. So you need to simulate that in practice and get them used to stepping on their toes, breaking that cushion, and then making his move as close as possible. That's how you break that tackle. Okay, when you go through it, you got to have that knee drive as well when you twerk that shoulder. Here's some film. Okay, watch this little guy catch this pitch. He's going to cut to the soft shoulder. I would love for him to, you know, dip his shoulder a little bit more, but he got the job done. Here's a competition drill. You already saw it. Now he does a little extra stiff. He was a little stiff, but he cut to the soft shoulder. That's what you want to see. Hips. I teach hips, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay. I don't know if you guys seen the movie Forrest Gump, but Forrest Gump made that long run by making a 90-degree cut. Okay, he went to ran to the line, and then he ran across the field in a straight line, and then turned vertical and scored a long touchdown. I don't know who's watching this. If you've seen the movie Forrest Gump, you know what I'm talking about. So we used to call it Forrest Gump cuts. Okay, so he would turn his hips, and when you turn your hips on the defender, and he has an angle on it, that guy might just run right past you because you turn and decrease your surface area for him catching that hip. You know how they do the two-hand tag hip drill? Okay, when you turn your hips to the sideline and then get vertical, that defender might just run right past you. Okay, so that's what we're teaching here. Just watch them turn their hips to the sideline and then get vertical. Turn the hips to the sideline. These guys are better than the guys in the middle. These are a little stiffer guys. These are little skilled guys right here. They can turn their hips and get up the field. Okay, you want to make sure it's fluid too. Make sure it's fluid. So when you're coaching them, just run, turn your hips, turn your hips. There's going to be some times in the trenches where you're going to have to turn your hips and just run. You know, you're going to get pressure from a D lineman, linebacker, blitzing, whoever. You get that football, you might just have to turn your hips. But the key is getting your hips back up the field vertically. Okay, here it is with a defender here. Turn your hips, get vertical. As soon as you turn them, get vertical. You can see how we drill it. Same diamond series, same cone setup. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. But we're just simulating the defender in front of them. Let this play out so you guys get a good view of the drill. Here it is, some film on it. Okay. Watch him turn his hips. Okay, it's a little subtle, but you'll see it. Just turn his hips, and now we just want him to run. You might see it a little better here. Watch him turn his hips. Now get vertical. See, I would like for him to turn up a little bit more. Get vertical. See how you just change the angle of that defender? If he does not have good change of direction, it's going to be tough when you turn your hips to the sideline and run away from that guy. Here's my favorite out of all the drills. Pick up the lines, okay? Pick up the lines. We do this as the last one. So I'm going to show you a game clip first, okay? Now, this was my first season at Ship. We did not have a season this year or spring ball, but, you know, I coached the running backs and tight ends. And one of the highlights of, you know, coaching is when a kid is doing what you taught him to do on the field, and he knows it. So when he put his hand on the ground, he's like, we practice that every day, coach. Like the crowd went crazy. The booth was up there crazy. I get a call up top, you know, like, hey, everybody's excited because we've been practicing all year to get this done. And this is a taller guy. He's about 6'4", okay? He's about 240-pound tight end, All-American for us. He caught about 68 balls. In order for him to transition to the next level, first of all, he's going to be able to have to do special teams, but he's going to have to, you know, make that first person miss, you know, evade these tacklers. And this is something that we're working on daily. So watch him catch the ball here, and he puts his hand down, gets vertical. So, you know, this is our last game of the season, and he struggled with this drill all year, you know. All right, so this is what it looks like on the diamond series. He puts his hand down. When they put their hand down on the ground, you want to do opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, I'm going to pause it real quick so you guys can see it. What I tell them is they got to shoot their hips forward, put your whole palm on the ground, okay? Opposite leg, opposite arm, because that's your tripod. And when you push off the ground, you got to shoot your hips forward, and you got to push and thrust your hips forward so your head will follow. And once you do that, your eyes will be up, okay? So you will not lose your balance. You know, people always say if your head's going down, that's where you're going. So you want to shoot your hips forward and your eyes will follow. All right, here it is again. And we call this drill one and done at the end. So he pops his hand down, and then he has to do a move afterward. Boom, we one and done. Pick up the lines, and they do a move that they already been taught throughout the Diamond Series. In and out, tap cut, hips, speed cut. So they go one down, one hand down, and then, we go from there. Okay, here it is again. They're going to come back and do the same thing. And I'm just emphasizing putting their whole hand on the ground, or when they do that in and out, making sure we get knee over toe, up the field, chest over knee, a little bit of head, and get in there. See, I would like for them to pop their head up a little bit more. But you get the gist just by seeing the drill. And this is what we do. This is a 15-minute routine, that dynamic warm-up, those 3 drills, and then we pick up the lines. And you see Coach over there demonstrating it as well. Here's another look at it, one and done. Shoot your hips. And I'll make them do it over again until they get it right. If they don't put their foot in the box of the diamond, or if they don't get both feet across, we're going to get it right, because I believe these core principles right here will make the first person miss. I'm not out here teaching a stutter step, a 1-2 punch, all that stuff. I think that's for show. These kids, they do this naturally, other than a tap cut, an in and out, their hips running away from people. If they play backyard football, these are simple drills that they've done before. We're just perfecting them. All right. Here's what it looks like with a hand down from the tight copy. We're going to get the extra yards here. Okay. Watch this guy put his hand down in the trenches. Okay. After he makes contact with a guy. He puts his hand down. Boom. Extra yards right there. Using all his tools. Here's another one. Watch him catch this pitch. Make the guy miss. Put his hand down. Get the extra yards. If you don't practice this stuff, guys, to the kids that are not blessed and gifted with athletic ability, they will not be able to do it. Some guys are naturally just going to use it, but you got to practice this stuff for them to get better at it. Here's a tight copy of it. Watch him put his hand down. Pop his hips up. Boom. Get vertical. I'm not a big component of putting your hand down and doing the whole circle around the bags and all that stuff. I just want you to put it down on the ground and get vertical, and let's see if we can do another move off of it. Okay? Competition drills. I think this is important, guys. You got to make practice fun for your guys, and you got to have a day where you break the monotony of technique so much, just getting after them so much, and let them understand that this game is supposed to be fun. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun, especially with the skill guys. Okay. Especially with the skill guys. Here's a competition drill where we got these guys 2 back to back. We took this from Navy. We went to their spring ball practice every year. And we got 2 coaches over here. I point at a cone, he points at a cone. So this defender's gonna go around this cone and they're gonna face each other, and they have to make each other. The guy with the ball has to make the defender miss, okay, and then score, obviously. So I'm gonna let it play so you can see the gist, So he goes around the cone, gives him a move. That's too much for me, So I'm chewing him out on that. Make one move and go. Okay. But that's what the drill looks like, drill purpose here. Here's another agility competition drills. This is just a zigzag drill, okay? Everybody knows what that is. You got your cones, okay? And you set them up in this fashion here, all right? And then the running backs are here. And then they can go up here and do a speed cut, press up the field with that right leg, cut, knee and toe up the field, knee over toe, chest over knee, just a little bit ahead, everything in line, not stepping out the framework of your body, pushing off, going here, doing the same thing. Every cut is up the field. When we get here, I have a hula hoop here, a big hoop that the D linemen use, Okay, and then we turn that corner, and it's almost like they running a 200. You know, they turn that corner, get their shoulders around, and then they finish through and race each other. Okay, on this side, you know, you just do your simple bag drills, and then they turn down the middle and come back here and race each other on this side. So you can be as creative as you want with the bag drills. I'm not a big person of step over bags. I like the little bags because that's more realistic. I don't want those guys over exaggerating stuff. I want them to give them game like situations with the little bags, not the real high ones. Okay. So here's a competition drill. We added a little extra to it because I'm a big component on training their eyes too. And I think I talked about that when we talked about my philosophy with bed. You know, the brain, eyes, and then body. So I wanted to train their eyes as well when they're in a competition situation where you got to finish, but you still got to make a move. So pay attention to these guys at the bottom here and watch what they do once these guys come around this hoop. So they're going to press up the cones. Boom, boom. He gets around, come all the way around. Now they got to make that guy miss. Now, it's a little dangerous, but, you know, they got to keep their head up and their eyes on the swivel. So I'm going to show it again. Just being creative, guys. You can create whatever you want. You can take these same drills and do it your way, but it's training them. Make the first person miss. Here's another one. Here's another view. Boom, boom. They go around the hoop, come around the middle, making that guy miss. And we just have a little competition, you know. I've been saying this for years. If you have vision but no feet, how are you going to get there? If you have feet with no vision, where are you going? Okay? They go hand in hand. So you got to teach all this stuff, guys. All right? Here's another. This is one of my favorites too, combo drills. Okay? So here at Ship, I coach the running backs and tight ends. So we do a lot of combo drills. I wasn't able to film it because we didn't have spring ball this year because of COVID. But here's some film that I've dialed up in the past. Okay, so we got this running back here in the gun. Okay, he's reading these three linemen. They got bags. They're going to tell him which hole is opening up. And I got two slots here. Okay, what I'm teaching here is pressing their blocker, all right, to the butt and hip of the blocker, but staying tight once he makes the block. So you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. I want him to get on that cushion and make that cut off his block tight as possible. We call that riding a wave. Okay, I'm going to show it again. I want him that tight and get back on that wave. Ride that wave off that block. Okay, you see how this 45 up top? He's pressing the blocker. He sees him make the block, but see how far he's drifting over? I don't want him that far. I want him tight to the block and get vertical. The faster you get vertical, the better you are. So now we're going to put it all together. All right. And you see this, these guys are, the drill is working itself. It's working itself. It's a well-oiled machine. And I'm able to coach multiple positions doing this. Okay. And this is in pre-practice. Here's another look at it when it's all perfected, right? I would like for number 7 to be tighter to his butt. Let's show it again. Sorry, I'm going to go back. I'm going to show that one. Number 7 should have been tighter there. I'm going to show it again. Look at the running back here, stutter here, training his eyes, reads. You know, we talked about carbs, your reads and your keys, understanding what you're looking at. Okay. Yak drills, yards after contact. How do you practice this? You know, I get this question all the time. Yak. All right, here's a perfect example of what it looks like. These are what I call man drills. All right, see how he put his near arm and near leg and run through that defender. I'm going to play it again. His near arm and near leg. Watch him. Boom. And explode out of there. He accelerated off contact. That's how you break tackles after contact. Okay. Here's another one. Watch them get here. Boom. You want to have good leg drive. You want that same leg that you're making a contact with. So if I got a defender coming from my left, okay, of my left here, I'm going to put my same leg, my left leg, and my arm, and I get a little flipper, and I'm going to dip down, same leg, same arm, and I'm going to explode up, driving that knee, driving my hip forward, get my pad level down, coming low to high. Okay, but it has to be all in the same motion, and it has to be power with it. You have to practice it. So here's a little drill that I used to do where I just make these guys get used to getting hit. So a little thud before practice, bang, bang, never hurt nobody. And it's a light bang, bang. See how he carries them over? So that the guy in front of the guy carrying the football, his job is to give him a little thud, okay? Give him a little thud, a little rap. And the guy running the football, he's going to use that same arm, same leg with that flipper, okay? And he's going to drive. But once he makes contact, I tell him it's like a light switch should come on. I need to go 1,000 miles an hour. 1,000 miles an hour. My feet should just be turning at this point. They should just be going fast as they can, like Tasmanian devil at this point. As soon as I make contact, I should be roaring. I should be going faster than I already was going before. You should not stop your feet, okay? So once they make contact, you'll see it. I'm going to show it again. Watch him drive his feet. And then that guy just kind of holds him for a second and lets him go. You just want to get that running back used to making contact. Some kids don't know what it feels like, especially young running backs. Drive, let it go. See, I get up in there, drive and let it go. Because I demonstrated for them because I want them to get that feel of that defender trying to make that tackle and him driving and letting it go. Boom. Driving and let it go. Drive and let it go. All right. Here's another one. We're ripping through it. Same leg, same arm. We're ripping up, bringing low to high, trying to get that power leg forward. I want that same leg and that same arm to hit the ground and drive up at the same time. And I have these guys. It's very important that you teach these kids how to hold the bag properly. Okay, so I have it where they put their knee, their knee down, their left knee down, and the right knee up, and the bag in between their crotch and right above their numbers. Okay, you don't want the other knee up. Okay, you want that knee protecting you here with that bag, so you can get a little bag on them. There it is. See, you holding the bag while I'm correcting them there. All right, guys, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been working on the Diamond Series for a long time. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that's my time. Am I right, Riley?
You're on it, man. See, that's why I start on time, end on time, man.
Yeah, I try to be precise. I had a lot of clips to go through, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Here's all my information. You can check out my Running Back Unlimited page on Instagram. I put most of my drills on there. If you have any questions, my cell phone number is here. If you have any kids that are looking for a home that are quality Division II players, Shippensburg is a great place to be. I'm a recruiting coordinator. You can have them contact me. We're always looking for good guys with good character that can play the game. All right. If you want to be a game changer, you better be in my running back room.
I like it, man. I like it. Look, I think we got a couple questions that came in.
Okay.
So interested to practice the running backs and tight ends. How interesting is it to practice the running backs and tight ends together during Indy? What has been the challenge for you?
The challenge is, I wasn't able to film as much, but I did some really good stuff this year, man, with some combo drills with these guys, because obviously the tight end is a versatile player, but he's in the run game. So, I was able to do things with the tight end and running backs where, if we're running counter or power, they can see the blocks, and we can kind of simulate those actual schematic drills together. But through the Diamond Series, what I did with the tight ends, instead of them carrying the football, I had a guy throw them the football, and they turn up the field. So they caught at least 15 balls in pre-practice and still did the dynamic warm-up and the agility drills through the Diamond Series.
All right, hold on. You got to slow that down for me. All right, so you just said that you were able to get break down that warm-up time to transition to practice time, because you said it's like 15 or 20 minutes. Like
it's 15 minutes.
There you go.
It's a well-oiled machine.
I hear you. Yeah. So actually, Coach Preston just sent in. He said warm-up takes 15 minutes. Players are out there 3:15, 3:30. Do you suggest 20 minutes for the warm-up? How where that you go?
The first day I would suggest 20 minutes. I've been doing it for a long time, so but once you get it going and they understand it, it's like a stretch routine, and it gets faster. So those dynamic drills, those agility drills, it really takes 7 minutes.
Okay.
So
once they've gotten an idea as to what it is that they get, then it's speeding up, is what you're saying.
You got to remember, players are better if they understand the routine of what they're going to do every day.
Right.
So if they know they're doing this every day, they're going to get faster at it, and they're going to try to get better at it every day. It's a routine. It's a schedule. Like, I don't even have to be out of practice right then and there. I already know those guys going to have those 3 cones out there. The Diamond Series is going to be going. When I get out there, I'm just coaching them up.
Right.
And that's how fluid should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And when you're thinking about how it translates, I mean, again, you're talking about you said it a couple times while we were going through it, but like one of the things that you're looking at is if it translates into, the backyard concept, if I'm in the backyard and I'm putting these things together.
I mean, a lot of kids aren't playing backyard football no more, but when we were playing, I'm an 80s baby, we played football. It was I had a couple good running back coaches throughout my day, but they didn't teach me no 1-2 punch, spin moves. I've never learned none of that. We focus on the things that I've already done, like a dead leg. We call it a dead leg. I call it in and out now. People call it a jump cut. I call it a tap cut. It's all the same thing. But I learned this. I took this philosophy from a guy named Tony Ball, who was at the University of Georgia. I went down there for like 4 days, and Sean Marino was in the room. And, we were talking about running back play, and I was just clinicking. I just wanted to learn. It was my first year coaching. And I went down there for, like I said, 4 days or 3 days. I can't remember how many days, but I was there for a while. And he asked me, so I was at Georgia, right? I'm sitting in the running back room with these leather chairs. Like, it was awesome. And he's like, show me all your drills. So I pulled out my little black and white notebook, and I'm talking about my drills. And he's like, well, can you show any of that stuff on the film? I said, I paused. And I was doing ladders. I was doing hurdles.
Hold on. You got a comment that says, # get the ball up. Good stuff, coach. Great to see it. Some of these drills that made me better player in the past and now making my players better. Coach Taylor threw that out.
That's my man. Yeah.
No doubt. So, continue on. That's awesome.
So he was like, you can't show it on film. So then he pulled up his film, and Sean's in there, and he's like, hey, Sean, tell him what this drill is. Tell him what this drill is. And he's spitting it out. Then we went to game clips. He said, now you run a triple option. Now, when you watch film, what moves are you seeing that are happening and making people miss? And I played running back. So I was like, okay, I can do that. And I just simulated the philosophy to that. All your drills will come to you once you watch the film. And that's you being a coach and being a student of the game.
Sure.
So that's how it all started. And that was a long time ago, man. I'm getting old.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it's great to again, it's kind of going back to that same idea of like, for new or novice coaches or guys who are trying to install this stuff into their program, again, having a great clinic series and just getting an idea. There were so many awesome drills that you incorporated within that allows us, to kind of take and look at. And the great thing is that, with us being able to kind of hone this all in onto one presentation, people are going to be able to come back and be like, hey, what was that drill? And you putting up the contact info definitely is going to help. Any other, I know you went through a ton of drill, like I would say that's probably the highlight of the drills that you want. Give me one that you didn't put into the drill. I'm just throwing it to you as a question. One that you didn't put into your drill series that you think is something that you've been interested to possibly try, but haven't tried it yet. Is there anything that you think could be one? I know it might take a second to think on, but that's the beauty of doing this thing live together.
So you're saying one drill to do that I have not done yet?
Yes, one drill that you think that like a youth coach, high school guy like myself, if I don't have the 15 minutes to kind of spread it out between like that, it definitely would be something that I want to see when we get into our indie periods as we go. Because I think a lot of these are awesome drills. Obviously, I just, if I could pick out one, what would be the one that I definitely got to do?
Well, my go-to is, and that's a great question because, being in the college profession, we work a lot of camps, and you don't have a lot of resources at these camps sometimes. Like you might only have two cones.
Right.
Have 8 cones. Right. I've been stuck at some camps, and they're like, you got to coach 40 running backs at a clinic, and they like the old.
You got one pop up.
Yeah, right. He coach keep all the cones. The receiver coach got all the bags for whatever reason. He got all the bags. Sitting there with 2 cones. So my go-to is having a cone 10 yards away from me. Okay, 10 yard. I'm gonna say like this: a 10-yard span, so 10 yards, and you sit at the 5 in the middle of that 10 yards, and those cones are right behind you. So you're in the middle of those 2 cones. Have the running back at the first cone, and he has to sprint to you, and all you need to do is step either to the left or the right. Okay. All right,
Coach. You got that whiteboard behind you. I'm going to throw you on there. I can see you. I can see you perfectly.
I can't see you.
Yeah, you don't have to see me. You're cool. You don't have to see me.
All right, so you sit in the middle and you step to the right or the left, and then he'll just do a speed cut to you. All you're doing is teaching the kid to break that defender's cushion and make a decision based off which way you're going. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going to the left, he obviously should be cutting to my soft shoulder to the right. And if I'm going to this side, he should be cutting to this soft shoulder. I think that's the most essential drill that any skill player needs to be able to do is go opposite of a defender and keep his head and eye coordination getting up the field, not being scared, closing their eyes, not stuttering. You got some kids that would get close to you and start to stutter. You're going to break that. Okay. And then you got some kids that want to do too much. Right. That defense.
You always find kids. Get vertical. If you want to see me, all you have to do is hit unshare, and you'll be able to see me, bro.
Okay, because because you can see me.
I got you. I know you were trying to see it. So so like you said, sometimes student athletes are trying to do too much, and you want to try to minimize that and get them getting vertical. You keep coming back to that idea of get vertical, and I agree.
And you can teach all the essential components of keeping pad level down, putting that foot up the field, knee over toe, chest over knee, giving a little bit of head and staying vertical, twerking your shoulders. See, I'm getting my body skinny here. Being square. I'm giving them all, and that's something you can do with little league. I do it every camp just to see if I don't have anything. That's just what we need. I need to see if he's gonna be able to cut to my soft shoulder and get vertical. Is he gonna drift? Is he gonna be scared? You can add off that after he cuts on that first one. He can do another drill behind you and see what he does on his own. Because there's some gifted kids. He might do a spin move or something on air. You say, "Oh wow, I ain't think." Do
you ever focus on? Is it something like where we'll just take that drill for a second, but like, is it something where you're looking even for them to see how close to you that they're able to get to before they cut? Is that something that is?
I want him to break the cushion, just like a receiver about to make a route. Like he's pressing to get up on the toes of that defender. I want him to break that cushion and at the last minute give me a move and have good leg drive, have good hip drive. If he does make contact, I'm able to break that defender. Because the last thing I want to do, if I'm coming to you and I start coming here, and then he has time to react now too.
Absolutely.
And most of the time, I'm be honest with you, Riley. And what I try to tell the skill guys is that defender has just as much pressure to tackle you as you are to make him miss.
Right.
Depending on, hey, I always tell them, make them show you how good they are.
Right.
And
That's
if
a good point.
you one-on-one, hey, he a bad boy.
Then sometimes that guy that's there is just a bad boy. Right.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. But if he don't, you show him, hey, you ain't gonna tackle me. And you're gonna have that you cannot have any fear. And a lot of kids are scared of that. You know, you'd be surprised. And
so what do you think? What do you kind of building on that idea? What is the thing that you would recommend, especially working with those guys in order to kind of knock that fear out a little bit? And I'm not talking about like, that old school, like, hey man, but you're breeding toughness. I mean, that's a concept.
Yeah.
It's talking about breeding. So what is maybe kind of following up with that? What is the thing that you think would be?
These kids nowadays, they need confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So my philosophy has changed over the years, and I've been trying to on the slide say keep it simple, coach effort. And I've worded different things, but bed has been really good to me. And what I mean by that is teaching the brain. Okay, so I'm gonna instill the confidence in that kid. You can do this. This is simple.
Right.
I think you have the tools, just words of affirmation first and foremost to the brain, and then I'm gonna train their eyes. So I'm gonna show them what they're going to see visually. So and I know I showed it in the clips where I had the other running back come down in the diamond series right in front of him, but he was just jogging.
Right.
He's just showing them what that defender's going to do. So and
you got another shout out from Riley Cannon saying great presentation, coach. Yeah, use this with his guys. I know Riley hit me up immediately when this came out as a concept, and he was excited about doing it. I'm glad he's out.
That's good, man. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the
Coach Johnson, as always, man, it's a pleasure talking ball with you any given time at any given day, man. You've always been someone to be able to, just put your passion out there for us. And, I appreciate what you do with the kids. I appreciate all of your time today. We're going to get ready to transition into the next session. So I'll follow up with you, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, remember, Shippensburg University, Red Raiders, man. I'm always recruiting. Let's go.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, man. Peace.